Hello lovelies, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, thanks for joining us. I'm Lolo. Today I'm going to be doing a channeled message for the highest good of all and harm to none. All of my readings are that way, but this one specifically will have no definite question. There's no definite plan. I have no idea what's going to come out. I have no idea where this is going. Of course, I never really know what's going to come out, but with the topic, I know in the vicinity of what direction it's going to unfold, because clearly you can only go a certain direction. So before we get into the readings, I do want to yap a little bit, so I'll put the timestamp below in the comment section or in the description for when the shuffling is going to start, because I know that people are curious on how tarot works, and us tarot readers, us true genuine tarot readers, don't exactly know how it fully works, but I do just want to explain from my experience what kind of goes on. So in order for us tarot readers who are reading for a collective and not for one person, it's a completely different process, to be honest. Because if it's for one person and I'm saying their first and last name and their question, of what they're looking for, it is directly connected to that person. That is one singular person. So I could be super specific. I completely understand the overall idea of what is happening, how to portray it for them, because it's one person, one scenario. But when it comes to collective readings, there's thousands of people who see these videos and thousands of different experiences, thought processes, and everything. And there's only so many ways that I can translate a message. So it is hard for me to feel like I'm saying the right messages to the right people, because it kind of just feels a little bit random. I don't have any control over how the messages do come out, and I feel like this is kind of choppy the way that I'm talking right now, and I do feel a little bit spacey as I'm getting ready for my readings. But basically, the best way to explain how tarot works is that tarot readers are like a radio, right? And when you're turning the radio in a car or just a normal radio, you're buffering through the different frequencies to find what station you want. Maybe your station's 104.5, right? And so if you go to 104.4, it's all buzzy and there's nothing there. But once you hit that right spot, then the music starts playing. So that's kind of how it is for us, is that we have to reach a certain frequency and allow ourselves to be in a certain space and mindset in order to connect with the waves, the messages, and what spirit wants to come forward and how spirit wants to portray things. So when I'm channeling, I do not know what I'm saying, and sometimes I repeat myself because I don't remember what I just said. And so I'm saying these things as if it's the first time that I'm saying it, even though I just said it 30 seconds ago. And when I'm done with the reading, I don't remember the readings. I don't remember what I said, because what I'm doing is I'm channeling spirit. I'm allowing spirit, high vibrational energies, God, the universe, to speak through me and give people the messages that they need to hear. And it does seem a little bit scary at times, because I seem to know information that I shouldn't know, but it's not actually me. This isn't me. This is spirit doing its thing and allowing me to fulfill my sole purpose of being a channel for them, so you can hear what you need to hear. So I did just want to kind of explain that a little bit. I cannot do tarot when I'm in certain headspaces or I'm going through a really rough time in my life, because it does distort the messages. I have to be a clear channel. I have to filter out my thoughts, my experiences, my everything, and kind of just be a blank slate in order for the messages to come out correctly. And so that's why I'm very particular with what energy I'm in when I'm doing readings. I don't just do readings whenever. you know, if I'm going through a super traumatic experience, I'm not going to go do a reading for someone because it's going to be distorted. So yeah, everything that I do is for the highest good of all and harm to none. I try to keep my messages very lighthearted. Of course, I am blunt when I need to be blunt, but I try not to be super intense because that's kind of like my personality. I'm just a super intense person. But tarot is not the place to be intense. So anyways, after that long spiel, we're going to get into these messages. In this little container, I have every single one of my decks. So wherever this takes us, I'm going to run with it and get decks out as the messages come rolling through. But yeah, please like, comment, subscribe, and share this reading if it resonates with you. And if you're interested in booking a personal reading, following my socials, or donating to the channel, the link is down below. So let's get into things. We're going to start out with this homemade deck that I made. And just get some themes and go from there. So I hope you all are having a good day. The energy is a little bit weird today. Just very like spacey. But I do feel the need to like get this reading out right now. So sit back, relax, grab a snack, and enjoy the show. And always take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Do not force anything. And if something just doesn't feel right in your gut, know that this isn't about you then. Your energy will tell you whether it's about you or not. Okay, let's get into this. We already got a card. We have Epic Style. Okay, so some of you may be thinking about changing up your style, your aesthetic, you know, the clothes that you wear, doing some spring cleaning, getting some new clothes in, or maybe you're just amping up your style and kind of figuring out like how to style clothing and like not allow your clothes to wear you, but you wear your clothes, if that makes sense. Top of the deck, we got telepathic communication. Yeah, I feel like you're really aligning with what is like meant for you and the image that you're meant to be portraying for yourself, and you know how you're going to customize your character, if that makes sense. We have ethereal, angelic. Yeah, I kind of feel like, and this isn't like gender specific, but I feel like there's kind of this like soft energy where people's styles are like softening, like, you know, the soft girl era or the soft girl aesthetic. Like I said, not gender specific. I do think that there is this softening of maybe wanting to try like a lighter aesthetic or like more feminine colors, like more pinks, pastels, kind of energy. We have apathetic on the top. Yeah, and it's like the more that you connect with yourself, the more that you are figuring out what you want to do with yourself and how you portray yourself, if that makes sense. Oh wow. You're flying out. We have stalks your social media. So there's definitely people who are peeping you. People are seeing this change. People are definitely seeing these changes. And it kind of seems like to people that this change is coming from internally and then it's like translating outwardly. Like even if you're not like changing up your physical style, it could be just like changing up the aesthetic of your social media or changing your approach or the filters that you use, or like maybe you use pink filters, or I don't know. It's something specific like that, where people are noticing this level up when it comes to physicality or what's another word for like aesthetics? Yeah, it has to do with like appeals. We have synchronicities and signs. So yeah, you're definitely receiving signs and synchronicities about this, that you're getting more attention. And it doesn't mean like, oh, you're getting more likes and more follows. It could even just be that behind the scenes, people are paying more attention to you. The sun just came out and illuminated this. So this is definitely what's going to be revealed to you. We have in tune with emotions. So like I said, you becoming more in tune with yourself is allowing you to level up in whatever this style aspect is. We have released negativity, and that's why you're seeming so ethereal and angelic right now. People see you as like being otherworldly, like just one of a kind is really what I'm getting here. We have charming. Yeah, people find you super charming, and I think people are somewhat like addicted to like watching your videos or just stalking your social media or interacting with you, even if it's like in person. Yeah, you might not see yourself as being charming, but people are obsessed with that. Like it's just something about your energy. There's this saying, I think it's in French, je ne sais quoi, which is like, there's something about you that you can't really put into words, but it's just your essence. It's like an essence that you can't quite put into words. Let's get one more of these cards and then we'll go from there. Aligned and abundant. That is what 1112 on the timer. Make sure you look that up. This is what's clarifying synchronicities and signs. So as you are becoming more aligned with your highest timeline and your higher self and being the best version of yourself and doing what needs to be done, right? And just taking care of yourself, the more abundant you're going to be and the more signs and synchronicities you're going to receive. I really do think that your frequency is changing in some aspect, and it's like slowly but surely you're going to see how things are progressing, even if it's not in a way that you would expect. Let me think of an example. Let's say you grew up with a ton of triggers, right? Because you had childhood trauma or whatever, and you would just get triggered at the littlest things. But you've been working on it, you've been going to therapy, you've been doing shadow work or just working through it and trying to find the root of why those things piss you off. And then all of a sudden a situation that has come up multiple times goes a completely different way and you're not triggered about it. And you're just like, whoa, like you really just took a second and were like, I did not react to this the way that I used to react. And I feel good. It feels good to not get angry and to not let people get underneath my skin through the simplest things. The sun came out again. And so it's time for you to take stock of those tiny victories and not allow yourself to like bypass those moments just thinking that it was nothing, because it isn't nothing. Because at one point it was something and it was everything to you. And now it's like water off a duck's back. And I think that you really just need to praise yourself and appreciate how far you've come on this journey. On the top, we have fantasizing. Yeah, and it's like there were times in your life where you fantasized at being at this point, emotionally speaking, at the point where people's rude comments don't even bother you anymore. And you're like, whatever, like, that's your problem kind of thing. So yeah, I really think that you're kind of taking control of yourself, releasing what no longer serves you to allow yourself to step into the energy that is rightfully yours and the person that you've always been destined to be. So let's pull some tarot cards, see where this goes, and then we'll get on to a new message after the tarot and some oracle. Ooh, I'm glad the sun is out. Okay. A minute, let me turn on. Have some sound bowls playing. It's a vibe. Okay. Let's see. Where is this message going, Spirit? Yeah, the Queen of Pentacles and the Nine of Swords. Look at who you've become. You used to be this person who allowed everything to make you anxious, and you get anxious about every little thing that someone said. Someone would be like, oh, I really don't like those shoes that you're wearing, and you know, it'd ruin your fucking day. And now it's like, you know who you are. and you're focusing on you and what you've created for yourself. And regardless, if someone tells you, I don't like your shoes, you're still focused on you and all of the lessons that you've learned, and making sure that you are integrating those lessons and not having to go through the same healing over and over and over again. People can no longer get you up in your head. Like I said, like, the one comment used to make you spiral out of control. And now it's like, that's all you got? That's all you had to say? You know, I feel like you're not as quick to anger, not as quick to frustration, and not as quick to annoyance is really what I'm getting here. You're staying grounded within yourself and grounded in who you know you are. Because when you affirm the strengths that you have and all the beautiful things that you have to offer the world, you no longer need that confirmation from anyone else. Now the confirmation from everyone else is just like, it's like the cherry on top, right? But you made the cake. You made the cake yourself. You frosted it. And then someone will put a little cherry on top and it's like, okay, I really appreciate that. But it doesn't define who you are. Bottom of the deck, the Six of Cups. Yeah, you had to learn the hard lesson from the past. This is probably something that stemmed from childhood. Like I had said, this anxiousness, this sensitivity to criticism, because maybe you were criticized all the time. Maybe you had parents who just constantly had bad things to say about everything you did and never had anything nice to say. So when that happens and you had those developmental years of being criticized, it makes you a people pleaser. And it makes you completely dependent on other people's opinions, because that's all you ever knew, is other people defining who you are. Yeah, the sun is shining now. But it's like, that is what has been exposed to you, is the fact that that was rooted in childhood, and that is not reality, and that you don't have to suffer your entire life because of, I have chills right now, some mistakes that were made by trusted people. People who were supposed to be trusted, right? Because you grow up and you're always told, trust your parents, trust your family. But if you had a shit family who was so toxic and you're supposed to trust them, it does a lot of damage. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. What else? Where is this going? The Devil and the Two of Swords. Are you going to continue to allow these devilish, sorry, I'm supposed to cover that. Are you going to continue to allow these devilish energies and thoughts to control you and consume you? Or are you going to look within and turn a blind eye to them and make your own decision? Decide whether you are actually offended or whether the programming within you is offended, right? Are you going to continue to allow this to control your entire life? Or are you going to do something about it? And that's really what you did here, is that you look this in the face of the eye and you realize what is holding you back. That is not true, that is not you, that those negative thoughts and anxieties are not real. And I'm not invalidating your experiences or your emotions, but the thoughts, the negativity, not real. Thoughts, not real. And once you realize that, you start to detach yourself from that. You know, so let's go back to the example of like a family member who criticized everything you did and said, this is not good enough. It's never good enough. Well, as you grow older, as you're at, I don't know, your corporate job, you still have that voice, this is not good enough. You're never good enough. And that's what I'm saying, is that those thoughts are not fucking real. And so I think that that is what you're coming to the conclusion of, is that this is not real. I do not claim this, and I'm going to take control with the Emperor and stand up to this and figure out what I need to do in order to conquer this, because I'm not doing this no more. And so this also, I feel like, is what people are seeing, is that you aren't the negative Nancy anymore. And this is gender neutral. It's just a saying. Or negative Nancy, negative Nelson, negative Nelly, you know, whoever. That's not you anymore. And so I think that people are seeing this shift within your energy, that you can handle a lot more criticism, you can handle a lot more pain, and you can handle a lot more conflict. And I think that that's really beautiful, and you should really celebrate how far you've come, because it's so easy to overlook stuff like that. But when you think about it, it's like, whoa, 5 years ago, I would have not reacted like that. I would have been a mess, you know? And this is all about living and learning. And that's the whole point of life, is to live and learn. And if you're not living and learning, then are you really living? Period. Anyways, let's get a couple more tarot cards. And then I think I'll do some clarifying cards too, because this is going good. Yeah, we have the Star. Gotta cover her up. Look at you. Doing what needs to be done, pouring into yourself, filtering through. This is giving me filtering energy, like filtering this and then pouring it out here. Really healing and just seeing, you know, is this serving me anymore? And what can I do to turn this around? Because you wanted better. You always, deep down inside, you always wanted better. And you always knew that you deserved better in your heart, but in your mind, you didn't. In your mind, you did not know. Bottom of the deck. Two of Cups. Yeah, it's filtering. It's giving filtering. And as you see, she has 2 cups right here, and there's the 2 of Cups. It's like looking yourself in the eye and being like, is this true? Or what can I do about this to really allow myself to feel free and be able to have dreams and aspirations again, and being this healing force for others, and not just like traumatizing myself kind of energy is really what I'm getting. It's like you're coming into union with yourself now. This is really pretty. Okay, one more. It is heating up in here. We have the Hangman. Yeah. 4 of Cups on the bottom of the deck. This is giving, like, I feel like maybe you might have been in a rush at some point where you were kind of just rushing through life and not being super intentional with like your reactions or like how you feel. And so I think you really had to pause, stop yourself, and just sit for a while to really recognize, like, what is going on in my head? What is going on in my head? And how do I get out of this? I think you got tired of the bullshit and you realized that you truly do deserve better than to sit here in anxiety because of like negative energy. And with the bottom of the deck with the 4 of Cups, it's like, why am I so discontent? Why am I never enough? Why does it feel like nothing I do is ever enough? Wow. Well, just wow. I think I'll get clarifying cards and then we'll get some oracle to close out the message. And I think that would be the only message for this video. I'll do some more channel messages, so keep an eye out on that. Again, please like, comment, subscribe, and share if this reading is resonating for you. And if you're interested in booking a personal reading, following my socials, or donating to the channel, the link is down below in the description box. Okay, let's get some clarifying cards. What is the Queen of Pentacles and the 9 of Swords? Yeah, the Wheel of Fortune, turning it all around and allowing this devil energy to be on the bottom of the wheel as it should, and being at the top with your sword, ready to cut off that negativity, ready to cut down those negative thoughts before it allows you to be consumed by it. And I feel like you are turning everything around. Like I said, with the original cards, aligned and abundant, clarifying signs and synchronicities, this is you aligning with that abundance and aligning with the positivity and the good experiences and everything that has always been rightfully yours with the Magician. Exactly, because it's always been within you. You've always had the power to align yourself with this reality. And it's just you figuring out, hey, I deserve this, and I can definitely do this, and I have the capabilities and everything I need in order to step up and allow myself to be in a positive energy and a higher vibration. And I know it's easier said than done, but even just knowing that you deserve better and knowing that you don't deserve to live in that negativity and that dark space really takes you far. And I'm someone I've gone through that, and I was in a dark space and I thought I deserved it, and I did everything wrong because I thought that I deserved it. And just coming to the realization that, hey, I'm better than this and I can have a good life and I deserve to have peace is such a life-changing revelation. What is the Nine of Swords and the Devil? Strength. Gaining the strength. Taming the beast. This is ego right here. The lion is the ego, and here is your spirit taming it, chilling it out, being like, this is not real. You know, gaining that nurturing caregiver voice in your head rather than the critic, right? And for me, the majority of my life, I had that inner critic, and I still have that inner critic with a lot of the things that I do, especially when I watch like my tarot readings and stuff, and I just feel like I could do better. I could do better, even though what I do is good, right? But for some reason, there's this feeling of never being enough. But as long as you nurture yourself and kind of reassure yourself that, hey, everything that you do is enough. Your best will always be enough. And nothing will ever change that. It really allows you to have less fear and to ground yourself easily instead of being stuck in the chaos, stuck in the tornado of negativity of what's going on, what if this, what if that, what if, you know. That's beautiful. Bottom of the deck, the Five of Swords. Exactly, taming the illusions, taming the manipulation, because you've been manipulated by your mind. Your mind has been playing tricks on you. You see, he has this sneaky face like, haha, I got one over on them while their back is turned. No more. You are not allowing your mentality to play those tricks on you again. No more. This is really good. I have chills right now. And this is, I know in the beginning I said, oh, I try to be super lighthearted, but this is kind of intense. So I'm sorry. It's intense, but it's good. What is the Devil and the Two of Swords? Six of Pentacles. Exactly. What are you going to give into? Are you going to continue to give into the negativity, or are you going to give into the positivity? Where are you going to invest your energy? Where are you going to invest your time? Because if you don't entertain the negative thoughts, then they're gone, right? But it's only there when you give them attention, feed them energy. Well, what if this? What if that? You're right. What if, So it's all about, where is your attention going? Because energy flows where attention goes, period. You're finding balance and knowing it's okay to have those thoughts. Everyone has negative thoughts at times, but it's whether you're going to sit there and sulk about it and be stuck in those negative thoughts for 6 months, or whether you're going to sit there in those negative thoughts for 5 minutes, cry it out, and next thing you know, 15 minutes later, you forgot what you were even crying about. Five of Cups, exactly. Are you going to invest in this sadness? Are you going to sit here and cry about something for an extended period of time? Or are you going to let yourself feel it and just get it out of the way and be like, it's okay to cry about it. It's okay to feel this, but I do not claim this energy. It just got super dark. Let me turn this lamp on. And I'm getting overheated right now. So I'm going to close this as fast as I can. What is the Two of Swords and the Star? The Hierophant. Yes, deciding to go to faith instead. Deciding to go to a higher power and pray for the first time, or go to church again, or even just reading the Bible. And let me just say, I'm saying this Bible stuff and this church stuff, and I don't go to church and I don't read the Bible, okay? So this is just a concept. These are just ideas. So don't go in my comments saying I'm trying to get people to read the Bible, because I don't even read the Bible. Anyways, just wanted to say that before someone says something in my comment section. But yeah, it's like you've gone to the higher powers. The Hierophant is like the opposite of the devil in a way. The devil is a lower power. This is the higher power. Really reaching high to these higher thoughts and your faith, and creating rituals and routines, and whether that's you need to pray every morning or every night, or do some meditation or something. This is what is allowing you to make these decisions and to heal and to really sift through these negative thoughts, because you're in tune with the love of it all. You're aligning with love. And when you're aligned with love, that negativity and low vibrational energy cannot touch you the way that it used to, because love conquers all. Love conquers all. And I stand by that. But yeah, that's what's allowing you to kind of move forward and move through these things, and what's really giving you the keys to open up the doors that you've been wanting to open for a while, you know? What is the Star and the Hangman? And then we'll get some oracle cards. The Sun. The sun will come out tomorrow. Let me write that song down. It'll be in the description. But yeah, the sun is, if you notice, so we got the Star, have to cover her because she's naked, the Hangman, and then we have the sun clarifying it. But as you see, there's all this glowing yellow here. So if this is clarifying it, it's like you being awakened and exposed to the truth is what's really allowing you to start shining, to start glowing, being your authentic self, having this childlike wonder for the world again, and really just having this lust for life, you know? And I think that it is lightening your load, and it is making your life more optimistic, to where it's like you're reprogramming your brain to the point where you're going to start recognizing more positive things than negative. Because when you're stuck in like low vibrations, all you see is the negative. Oh, this sucks. This traffic sucks. Oh, this sucks. You know? And then when you're in a higher vibration, it's like, wow, the sky's really beautiful right now. And even though there's traffic, look at those birds. You know, it's like you recognize the little miracles instead of sitting there sulking about things that are outside of your control. And that's what this really comes down to. I'm going to get one card for the overall energy of what your energy is right now, and then we'll get the oracle closing messages. Overall energy, Spirit. The Ace of Cups. Self-love, baby. Self-fulfillment. Self-acceptance. There was a word, a phrase, self-actualization, that I came across lately, which is like the motivation for people, and it's like this pyramid. You should look it up, self-actualization. But it's like you're realizing what you want to do and how you want to feel and how you're going to make yourself feel that, you know, and knowing that you have this infinite love to give to yourself, and that you're deserving of this love. And I feel like the more that you're pouring into yourself, the more that the universe is pouring into you, the more loving experiences you're having. Maybe someone paid for your coffee. and you didn't even know them, you know? Or maybe someone gave you a great tip at work. It's like little things like that that are like tokens of love from the universe. So continue to look out for those tokens of love. Yeah, we have the Queen of Swords on the bottom of the deck. And it's like you really know your worth and you know what you deserve, and you're not going to stand for anything that is not what you deserve, especially from yourself. You're not going to sit there and stand for a shit ton of self-criticism. You're going to cut it down, say it's okay and it's valid to think this, but it's not true. And you're going to argue back with yourself on why it is not true. And that's what I do sometimes. Like when I have negative thoughts of, oh, you know, if I just think for a second, I'm a bad friend. And then I think about all the things that I've done for my friends and how I've helped them in their darkest times and how I always show up for them no matter what, right? And then it's like, okay, that's not true. So that's kind of what you're doing, is like proving these negative thoughts wrong. Let's get some closing messages. I'm going to use my favorite deck ever, and I'm going to read it out of the guidebook because this shit hits so hard. It is honestly astounding. And that whole conversation I had earlier about channeling and stuff, the writer of this book for sure was channeling straight from spirit, and there's no doubt in my mind, and I have chills right now because this shit is sacred. I cannot even explain it. And you can really tell how much I cherish this deck because there's literally like no curve to these cards. I very much take like such good care of these cards because they're very sacred to me. Anyways, let's get some closing messages. I'm going to read the card out of the book, and that will be the end of the reading. So again, please like, comment, subscribe, and share this with your friends and family if they like tarot or oracle readings. And if you're interested in booking a personal reading, following my socials, or donating to the channel, the link is down below, my loves. And there are more videos on my channel, so go check them out. I do a lot of like pick a card readings, and I'm going to start doing like different formats for the different types. So pick a card readings will always be on the desk, or at least that's my intention right now, is to just have cards for pick a card readings, and then channel messages I will have my face. So yeah, what does the viewer need to hear? Oop, this came out so quick. 37:38 on the timer. Make sure you look that up. We have what you want wants you, number 16. Bottom of the deck, we have against the grain. I'm covering her because she's naked. Do you dare to believe that what you want is also wanting you? The genuine desires of your heart are the sacred purpose of the soul, swath and pleasure. Yet if you have been shamed, judged for, made to feel guilt over, or denied your natural desires or pleasures in any way, you may have developed a very tricky and complicated relationship with the yearnings of your heart. We often learn to distrust our own desires and come to believe that they are something to be overcome or avoided. We may even try to want second best, disbelieving that we are worthy of our first choice, of what we really genuinely want and would fulfill us deeply. Perhaps we have conditioned ourselves to believe that getting what we want is for others and not for us. This is what I've been talking about. This oracle comes with a healing message for you. First, trust in what you truly want, not the substitutions and make-dos, but what would truly bring a sense of passionate, playful purpose and fulfillment to your life. You might not know anything more than, I want to sing, or I want to write, or I want to help animals, or I want to paint. Start with what you know and hold it in your heart as you do the healing process below. If you genuinely do not know what your heart wants, you will very much enjoy the process of exploring your desires by making gentle and persistent inquiries of yourself. Ask yourself what it is that truly moves you. Give this matter consistent attention without forcing response. Your answers may come in a sudden flood or slowly over time. As you get to know your genuine desires and give yourself permission to feel and receive them, a powerful sequence is set in motion. From the depths of the universe, your desire hurtles its way towards you as the perfect manifestation. It is coming to you even now, manifesting itself as the best situation or relationship or circumstances to bring fulfillment to your heart, radiance to your life path, and a creative awakening. So don't give up. Keep dreaming of your fulfillment, but don't imagine it as always awaiting you in some distant future. Instead, play with what it will feel like to be so fulfilled right now. How will you feel different? How will you be more grateful, more peaceful and content, more confident, more trusting of your ability to create and in the loving responsiveness of this wild universe? Cultivate those feelings. Get to feel what genuine desire and the meeting of that desire that can then generate yet a new desire is like for you. Give yourself permission to go there right now. Remember that if you have people in your life who are shutting you down, suggesting that what you want is not possible or that you are aiming too high, then they need this healing too. Perhaps you can inspire them by giving yourself permission to heal. This will naturally open them to the idea that they could give themselves permission to know and fulfill their unique desires too. Whether someone chooses to be inspired by you or be fearful of your innate creative power is completely up to them. This oracle brings you the message that whether you see it coming or not, your desire is already on its way to you. It is closer than you think, and soon you will be able to see, touch, feel it, and enjoy it. You will then become inspired for your next manifestation based on the true desires of your heart. And this is the healing process. So all you do is you repeat this statement 3 times with feeling, okay? So write this down. What I want wants me, and I am open, willing, and capable to receive it through unconditional love now. And if this does not close out this message so beautifully of you going from that dark energy of being consumed by what other people have said to you, or people shutting you down, making you feel guilty or judged or shameful, and now you're going to the star and sun energy, because life is lightening up for you. You're lightening your load by releasing all the negativity and allowing yourself to be who you've been destined to be all this time, in your truest essence of being a dreamer, of wanting to be playful and joyful and turning things around, turning your luck around, and allowing the universe to reward you for this work that you're doing. On the bottom of the deck, we have Against the Grain, and she's swimming in a river going against the grain. And it seems like you've had this hard path, and it's because you're on the path less traveled. Not everyone's going down this path. Not everyone is taking accountability. Not everyone is looking at this negativity in their life and wanting to do better and wanting better for yourself. And so it is time for you to continue to have your heart open and tune into that and feel what it feels like to live the life that you've always dreamed of for yourself, and knowing that that is possible as long as you continue to align with that feeling and doing what you need to do to stay in your best frequency that you can. Behind that, we have Seeing the True You. Yeah, and you're realizing who you've been all along. And it's like the best way to do this is honestly to let go of who you are not. Once you notice, hey, I'm not a mean person. Hey, I'm not selfish. Hey, I'm not this. Well, that means that you could be selfless, or you could just be centered, you know? And if you're not a mean person, that must mean that you're nice or you're genuine, right? So that's you becoming more aware of the positive qualities that you have in your life, and really just taking this step and not being afraid. There is a need to let go of the wounding that you have from the negative influences. And if you're around people who are still negative like this and nitpick everything that you do, those are not your friends. Those are not positive influences, and those are not people that are going to be around you when you receive all the goodness that is destined for you. So again, thank you so much for watching this reading and being here with me. I really appreciate it. Please check out my other readings, like, comment, subscribe, and share. And interested in booking a personal reading, following my socials, or donating to the channel, the link is down below. Love you. I'll see you next time.